This is Chito, and welcome to the Nurse Hokage podcast, season 2. Greetings to all our loyal nurse subscribers and listeners. Thank you for your unwavering support. We appreciate your commitment to improving healthcare and making a positive impact in the lives of our patients and communities around the world. As nurses, we face many challenges, but we also have the privilege of being at the forefront of healthcare delivery. Your hard work, compassion, and expertise inspires us every day to continue to share our knowledge and experiences through this podcast. Grazie, and thank you to our listeners from Singapore, Canada, Australia, the Netherlands, the UAE, Germany, the United States, and the United Kingdom. We hope that you continue to find value in our episodes, and we look forward to bringing you more insights and stories from the world of nursing. Thank you for being part of our community, and we wish you all the best in your nursing journey. What are we waiting for? Let's start and begin this episode today. I'm quite fortunate to have another special guest for today's podcast. He works at the International Union Against Tuberculosis and Lung Disease as a junior technical advisor for tobacco control. He also acts as a project manager of one of the project of the Alliance for Improving Health Outcomes. He also is connected with the Nightingale Research Solution, where he works collaboratively with the nurses and other professionals to conduct and promote health research. Finally, he is an active officer of the PNA and been handling the community committee on publications for 3 years now. Let me introduce you guys, Reiner Tamayo. Hello, Reiner. How are you?
Hi.
You know what?
Thanks for having me.
You know what? That was the longest introduction I've done ever in the in the history of this podcast. How are you, Reiner?
Yeah, I'm good. It's a long weekend here in the Philippines, so
All right.
I'm enjoying
The hot
time
weather?
to rest. No, that's a struggle here, right? So
I know.
we used to. I usually go to the mall or just stay in because I can't bear the weather outside.
All right. So, Rainier, I've introduced you quite briefly to the listeners. Do you mind to introduce yourself, or do you want to add something?
Yeah, I think you've pretty much covered the work that I do right now. But I just wanted to highlight that my focus areas right now is on tobacco control, human resources for health, of course, in particular the nursing profession, and on tuberculosis. So if anyone there is listening and want to collaborate with me on these topics,
Oh
please
yeah.
hit me up on Twitter or on Facebook.
Oh, so how can they connect you? Oh, or how can they find you, Rainier?
On Twitter, they can search at Renz Tamayo. Then on Facebook, just my name, Reiner Tamayo.
All right. So for our listeners, Rainier is a expert on those kinds of areas. So if you want to collaborate or do research with him, you can hit him up or collaborate, send an email or a message directly to him. So Rainier, what are we going to discuss today?
I guess one of the ultimate tests that we nurses have to take at the end of our maybe 4 or longer years in the nursing school. No? So that would be the Philippine nursing licensure exam.
Examination. And to give a note, Rainier was a top notcher. When was this, Rainier?
I took the board exam in November 2015 and it was
All right.
January
What
2016.
quite 8 years ago, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh wow. So I'm a bit more older than you for like 3 years maybe. So medyo it's like we're on the same page in terms of age, so we can relate to each other. So Rainier, can you discuss more on your journey in nursing, from being a nursing student going to being a professional as a registered nurse?
Yeah, sure. So, brief background. When I was in high school, I really didn't think about nursing as a course for
Same,
uni
same.
in college. So my parents actually just wanted me to take anything that I want. So at that time, I wanted to take chemistry at UP Diliman. Then, but I also
Mm-mm.
applied for accountancy at
Mm-mm.
UST.
Yep.
But eventually, I passed the UPCAT. But the result they gave me was a degree program with available slot. So that's DP was. So DP was
Mm-mm.
just means that I passed the cutoff in that certain campus. So that's UP
Mm-mm.
Manila. But I didn't pass the quota of the course that I wanted to take. So when my mom called the university registrar the day before my high school graduation to ask for what available courses can be offered to me, then they said nursing. Then they
Oh, so
said,
that's
yeah, that's the
that's
only
why.
available course.
Oh wow.
So I said, okay, let's take that for now, then let's try to shift out. But
Mm.
eventually, when I entered nursing school in UP, that didn't happen because, well, we all know nursing is a really, really hard course. It's not as easy as it seems, di ba? So,
Mm-mm.
hats off talaga to all our fellow nurses who uh, pursued nursing as a profession here and abroad. So after taking the nurse licensure exam in 2015, I immediately applied for a job as a research assistant in one of the NGOs here in the Philippines. Then after a year as a research assistant, I immediately went to the hospital, the Philippine General Hospital. So I entered there as a neuroscience nurse. I was assigned in the stroke unit, if I must say.
Mm.
Then
Stroke
so I
unit,
took
acute
care
stroke
of
unit.
so I took care of mostly stroke patients and other patients with other neurologic conditions for almost I think
Mm-mm.
4 years. So when the pandemic came, that's when I'm so sorry guys. That's when I
Mm-mm.
decided to take another career trajectory. So I applied for a position at the DOST as a science
Mm-mm.
research specialist, but I was eventually deployed to PhilHealth. So when I was at PhilHealth, I helped develop their policies for universal healthcare. Then after that, I transitioned to NGO work. So that's what Chito mentioned earlier, the innovations for community health. And eventually, right now here with the union. So I guess that's it. But I'd also like to plug my research firm, which is called the Nightingale Research Solutions.
Oh wow.
It started in 2016 by a group of nurses. So I think we're three at the beginning, then eventually we grew in the next few years. So we're three batchmates who thought of this, but the two primary um, founders are um, Miss Erica Gilo, shameless plug, and Mr.
Hello,
Dali
Erica.
Stanley.
Erica and Renz. Hello.
Yes,
How are you
yes.
guys?
So Erica's still with PGH, and
Mm.
Renz is working now at the Department of Health. So he's one of the
Mm.
big guys there. So when we started NRS, we initially thought of just helping fellow nurses finish their theses or small research projects. But
Mm.
eventually, as we go through the years, we wanted to do something bigger. Right now, we are transitioning into becoming a think tank, think
Oh
tank
wow.
in the
Yeah, yeah.
Philippines. Maybe one of the first think tank
Yes,
for
yes. I
nursing.
haven't I haven't I haven't heard actually of anything any organization like that before,
Mm.
Rainier. And it's very nice, no? Um for you guys to pioneer that project, and
Mm-mm.
if you guys need help, just give me a shout. I'm happy to help you guys.
For
And
sure. Mhm.
and what's the name again? The Nightingale
Research solutions.
Research Solutions. And do you have an website or a page that our listeners can have a look or?
Yes, we are active on Facebook, so you can just search Nightingale Research Solutions, then
Mm-mm.
you'll find us there, and there's a link there to our website too.
All right. Okay. So guys, alam niyo na. you know already. You can visit their page, the Nightingale Solution Research Solutions, and Rainier. I knew that you come from a UP College of Nursing, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
So, oh my God, it's really a pleasure to have someone in the podcast today. With I haven't really spoken to someone that come from UP, and it amazes me sometimes to think of you guys because it's really, I don't know if it's possible for a normal student to apply for a spot in your school, isn't it? How hard is it to be or to pass and be admitted in UP College of Nursing?
I'm not sure because I got the DP was like I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
only the available course, but in
Mm-mm.
the past years, I guess they had a triple quota for nursing because in the past few decades, I think there was a high demand for nurses. So
Mm-mm.
there's a bit of a competition for slots really at the UP College of Nursing. But right now, I think they're admitting around 80 students per year only.
All
And
right.
I think sometimes only half of that would graduate on time. So some will get
Mm.
delayed and graduate on the later years.
Maybe
So
80, like cream of the crop, isn't it? The,
well,
you know.
maybe. There are also shifties. We call
Mm.
them shifties because they
All
have
right.
some other
Different
courses.
other courses. Okay. And no, we'll talk about more on that in the coming minutes. And Rainier, how so? What are the top tips on how to pass the PNLE? So we will discuss to you guys on tips on how to pass the nursing licensure examinations, and Rainier will give us a bonus on his journey on how he topped the board exam. So that's very very interesting. So, the first tip that we can give to the students is to start studying early. So, how important is studying early, Rainier, if you want to pass the PNLE?
Mhm. Um, but before I go to that first tip, no, just wanted to point out that, especially to our students who are about to graduate or those who are still planning to go to nursing, that the preparation for the NLE starts the moment you enter the nursing school because you can't review the whole 4 year course in a mere 2 months, right?
Mm,
So you need to prepare yourself for the NLE at the moment you enter your classroom and start listening to the lectures of your professors. So that's the mindset that the UP College of Nursing inculcated to us when we entered the college. So they said that
mm,
don't prepare for the board exam just a few weeks before your board exam because that won't help you. That it won't give you much time to absorb what you need to absorb. So take the opportunity to learn, ask questions, and share what you know with your peers while
mm,
still inside the university or the classroom. So
mm,
I guess that's the first tip we can give to,
mm,
especially to our students who are
mm.
planning to take the
It's
NLEs.
it's really starting early, isn't it, Rainier? Like,
Mm.
just what you said, like for as soon as you step in the footsteps of your college of nursing, it's quite important to have the mindset that I need to absorb, I need to learn this by heart because it will help me prepare me in the biggest exam, one of the biggest examinations I need to take in my life, which is the nursing licensure exam. During after graduation, Rainier, did you study quite immediately, or like what did you do?
Mm. We graduated actually around June, and
Mm.
our board exam still in November. So that's a
Mm.
really long way to go before
Mm.
the
Yeah,
actual
I
board
could,
exam.
as I could remember, it is like UST, isn't it? And I forgot the other university, St. Louis. do you know the biggest one of the biggest nursing schools usually take together? Am I right? Or
Yeah, usually with UST, yeah. We
mm,
go with them. So I think at that year or the at that school year we shifted to August. Our school started in August. That's why we
mm,
graduated in June. But in the past years, UP usually takes the exam in June.
June, yeah, June.
So
That's
that's
yeah.
just I think a few weeks after their graduation. So
Mm,
you really didn't have that enough time to prepare. But during our time, we have a few months to prepare for the board exam. So at that time, so when the review centers offered us scholarships, we immediately grabbed them since they're free. Who wouldn't
mm,
want free review, right?
I know. So
So
is it like after you guys graduate, review centers would actually give you guys more um free review
I'm not sure with the succeeding
batches?
batch,
Mm,
but during our time, they offered us both.
mm,
Both the well-known review centers offered
mm.
us
All right.
scholarships. So
So it's up to you guys to decide what or where do you want to review. Is that
yes, that's right.
just like us as well? When I back in my time, it was up to us to decide. Like we had the autonomy to decide where we will take ourselves and review for the PNLE. I guess we graduated March, and I had a long a break. I think because we were scheduled to take the board exams in December. That year we graduated March, and I think the review didn't start until July or August, something like that. And yeah, it was I think 6 months of review. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it gave me an ample time to refresh my memories, to cover like vast topics about nursing. It's really infinite, isn't it, Rainier? So it's really important, just what you said earlier. As soon as you step in the footsteps of the college, start to learn the basics by heart, because it will help you in the long run. After,
Actually,
yeah,
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 actually,
go go.
even before we graduated, because
Mm,
usually it's in the PICC, right? So even
mm,
before the graduation ceremonies, some
mm.
of my batchmates are already attending the review classes.
Oh
But I
wow.
didn't want to go there because I think I need to enjoy my graduation first before I
Mm,
step into the review season. But
yeah.
many of my classmates
Mm,
actually started reviewing as early as we finish all our requirements in
mm,
school.
mm.
So that's how eager they are, or I think
Oh
that's
wow.
how excited they are to take the board exam and start the review. So
All right. Is it okay to ask Rainier, in your in your batch, was it is the culture of studying really that competitive? Do you like study like um very intensively? How's the ambience or the environment?
mm, I think in UP, I think we're like the typical students in many other universities as well, because
Mm.
some really do excel in class, some are
Mm.
average students. Well, I'm one
Mm.
of those average
Yun.
students.
Grabe, so it's too much humble.
No,
That's what I
really,
like about
because
you, man.
no, I'm really an average student because
Mm.
I almost failed some of my classes. So
Oh wow.
I'm
It
not one
may.
of those.
Yeah, yeah.
In UP, there are few, I think, in my batch who are really competitive. So
Mm.
they really wanna ace almost all exam, and they really do take time to study. We know that because even when
Mm.
doing some activities, they sometimes beg off because it's their
Mm.
study time. It's the usual
Mm.
thing, right? So
Mm.
I think it really depends on the student too.
Mm. And sometimes no those kinds of students who are really excel so much, sometimes it really helps others to excel as well.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, you take that, you see them as inspiration.
Yes, that's it.
Do
Yeah, that's the correct
they?
word. Yeah.
I think you can get some tips on how to manage your time, to
Mm-mm.
review all that we need to study in nursing. But
Mm-mm.
also, I'd like to put it out there that the competition should be not between you and others, but
Yeah, yeah, I know.
by yourself, within yourself.
Within
Because
yourself, yeah.
yeah, because you need to do better. You
Mm-mm.
do not need to really compare yourself with others
Yes,
in school,
yes.
and maybe it's still
Mm-mm.
even when reviewing for the NLE, because you should monitor your own progress, not the progress of
Of
others. So
others, correct. Yeah.
if you flunk the first practice board exam, then you strive to do better for the
Mm.
next practice board exam. Then you
Yeah.
track your progress.
Mm-mm.
So I think that worked for me when I was reviewing for the NLE.
Mm. All right. That was a quite good tip. First tip on how to pass the NLE. Another tip is to get a review book. Did you get the review book, Rainier?
If you mean a review book that's being sold
Yeah.
in along recto, umaray, so
All right.
use that
So
to
you study, guys. So you have a study group as well, isn't it?
yeah. So I think we are 5 or 6 in that group, and we decided to buy that booklet. So
Mm-mm.
we decided to practice
Mm-mm.
answering those questions. So our system was we assign a section of that review book to each of us. So I think 5 questions for me, then 5 questions for the other, and so forth.
Mm-mm.
Then by the end of the review day, say for example, the review day starts at 8 and ends at 6. We after that 6 o'clock we meet again in one of the fast food chains near the review center. Then
Mm.
discuss among ourselves the review questions that were assigned to us. I think that was a good practice because
Yeah.
you are forced to review the topic that was given to you,
Mm-mm.
especially if you really don't know that topic. So
Mm-mm.
you will be encouraged to search for resources, share your
Yeah,
resources to
I
your
know.
partners or your colleagues. Then also it allows you to know what you still don't know because
Mm.
when the others share their resources, their answers to the questions in the review book, and you have you have a different answer, and they justify their answer, you justify your answer.
Mm-mm.
I think that exchange really helps with critical thinking, which is
Mm-mm.
a really important skill for test taking and even in life actually when
Mm-mm.
you are doing clinical nursing or community nursing in the future. So when after an hour or so we decide to call it quits and go home, then the next day we do the same routine again.
Oh,
So
wow.
we do that for I think almost every day from Monday to Saturday, and even when we don't have review classes on specific
Mm-mm.
days, we decide to meet and do those sessions.
Mm.
I think that helped a lot because we are able to practice on how to answer sample board exam questions, and again to know what we don't know yet.
All right. Ang galing. This was very, very nice. Good practice, no? For the nursing students rather. A good study group will be very effective, and it will really benefit, as what Rainier said. For me, as I could remember, I think I had a group, but the practice was quite different. Yeah, but it's still the same. And if you really have these books, review books, it is quite very helpful. That's the word for you to take the exam, because you need to learn the format of the examinations,
Mm.
and for you to learn the format, you need to search for possible questions that will go out or will go out during the examination. Studying the format and the content of the examination is quite important as well. Learning NP1, NP2, NP3, NP4, and NP5, isn't it? Rainier?
Yeah,
5 examinations, isn't it? As I could remember.
true. That's correct. So you did buy or get a review book?
Yeah, I think I did. I did buy a review book, and I think that was a Western kind of review book, to be honest. And I also not buy, but borrowed a lot of nursing books. And I heard uh, um, before, we have this myth or legend that if you read a Black and Hawks or a Brunner and Sudart's medical surgical nursing page by page, then you can top the board exam. Have you heard about that one, Rainier?
No. And I actually don't believe in that.
Because I just overheard it from from a lot of my colleagues before, just from the top notchers that we've crossed. They said that they read the page to page. Oh my God, how can you read that?
The entire book?
Yeah, that is 2 volumes of that thick book. How can you read? I think if you have I don't know if you have a very good reading skills and retaining skills. I think it's possible, but I don't know. It's quite for me. It's quite impossible. It's quite impossible, man. How about you? Is it? What do you think about it? How about? Yeah, go.
If you graduated March and your exam was in December, so I guess you'll be able to finish that book in the exam, right?
I know. Did you remember that
But
book? How thick is that
yeah,
book? Oh my God.
it's really thick. I wouldn't encourage. Well,
Mm.
I think for me, I didn't do that. I didn't read the entire books because I didn't have that much time. So what I did was to just read those that were boxed, the most important things that were being highlighted by the book. So all the unnecessary things that were being mentioned in the books, I didn't read or open those sections anymore. And I only open the book when I feel that I need more information or I need other references because I think it's a waste of time, especially if you are pressed by time. If you don't have enough time to really dig into those books. So when the younger batches, those after us, ask me if I read all these books, I often tell them just read those that are boxed or those that were highlighted by the books. We used to read Pajir. Not sure
Oh yeah, the
if you know
fundamentals
that.
of nursing.
Yeah,
It's
that's what it is. True.
that was quite thick as well.
Yes,
My
yes.
God.
So
Two
so I
books as well, isn't it?
yes, that's correct. So I only read the those box procedures, nursing procedures, because they provide you the sequence, the correct steps on how to do this type of nursing care or what have you.
So yeah. So another tip that we
I
could
don't
give.
know.
Yeah, that's right.
I think some of our top 1% of the class maybe I'm not sure maybe finish reading the books before the board exam.
Oh
But
my.
I'm not like them, so I didn't dare to do that.
All right. So nice tip, no? To get a review book. Another tip for the takers is to attend review classes. How important is attending review classes, Rainier, when you take the board exam?
classes. One is to what you've said already mentioned earlier, to know the format of the exam. How does the Board of Nursing usually conduct or structure their exams?
Mm.
Then second, you'll be able to know what you still don't know, because that's what I experienced or our batch experienced when we attended the review classes.
Mm.
So there were lessons being taught in the review classes that many of the schools actually know. Then
Mm.
us from UP didn't know those lessons. So all of us
Mm.
were, what? What are they talking about? So I think,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
Same,
why do
same,
they?
man. Correct. I could still remember as well. What is this? Oh, it's yeah. You can continue.
So that's really alarming for us, of course, because almost all of the schools were responding to the lecturer, and
Mm.
us were just seated at the back, not knowing what to answer. So we noted those.
Yeah, I sat at the back as well.
So we noted those questions and even those topics, and
Mm.
decided that among ourselves share resources, or even ask the lecturers and the review center to share with us the resources that they know could help us. So I think that's the second. Then
Mm.
finally, the last one is that you'll be able to share what you know with your peers, because if when you're attending review classes, you are attending the classes with other schools, right? So you're not
Mm.
only UP alone, UST
Mm.
alone. So you'll be able to know what they know, what they
Mm.
can share with you,
Mm.
and at the same, and vice versa.
Mm.
I think also the competition also helps, because in the Philippines, right? There's this top 10 list of schools, top 10 list of passers,
Mm.
and the review center also does that.
Mm.
So you are the whole all schools are actually gunning for to be listed in the top 10 list, of course, because
Mm.
school pride.
I know.
So so when you don't see your
Universidad ng
result in the
Pilipinas. Universidad Pilipinas. Sometimes I come from in the province, Rainier, but I usually know the chants because I usually watch a lot of UAP.
uh, yes, you AP
so
fan.
so that's why I know. And yeah, you can continue. Enough of my UAP fandom.
So which team are you rooting for?
I'm so sorry, but because I came from an Ateneo school in the
Mm.
province, so I'm an Atenean by heart.
Mm.
I started as a nursery being with Ateneo, and finished my nursing being with Ateneo. So I'm quite really close with the Jesuits, and I really know I'm quite inculcated as well with the Jesuit way of things and everything that I think and think actually helped me in my journey as a nurse. Seeing God, seeing Jesus in every patient and everything like that. Being compassionate, conscientious, and competent as well, really transcended to me throughout my practice career. So yeah, hats off to my mentors and to my fellow just Ateneo nurses out there.
I think there's really that kind of brand, no, from the
Mm.
Ateneo. I mean all Ateneo across the country, not only in Manila. So
Mm.
I think really the brand of Ateneo is really really good. When I
Mm.
encounter people from Ateneo across the country, they're really respectful.
Mm.
God is always with us.
Yes.
So but I think that's really important. I also came
Mm.
from a Catholic school when I
Oh
was in high
wow.
school, so I
So,
really look up to that.
Savior or
St. Paul.
Oh, St. Paul's. Oh, wow.
Um,
Mm. And after that, and after I graduated from Ateneo, I subsequently was employed by a St. Paul's, how do you call that? Organized hospital. So I know quite a little bit of the organization. So, Rainier, you've said about the importance of attending review classes, which is really important to know the concept better and to give you more opportunity to ask questions. Another tip for the students is to create a study schedule. So how important is creating a study schedule in passing the PNLE, Rainier?
mm. I think before we go to the schedule, just wanted
Mm-mm.
to add with
Mm-mm.
attending review
Mm-mm.
classes.
Mm-mm.
I did not attend all of my review classes because there were classes that I felt um, not really waste of my time, but I didn't
Mm-mm.
really want the way the lecturer was handling the session. So at the half day, I think we spent half day. Then the rest of the afternoon, some of us went home. Then
Mm-mm.
just made use of the time to do self review. So
Mm.
I guess if the lecture doesn't work for you, or if you're really confident with that lecture already, the topic that's being discussed, then I guess you can use that time to review on your own if that's what you want. But the others really stayed put in that class and still learned something, of course. So it really depends on the student, I guess. But for me, I skipped I think one or two of the classes that I felt um, will be my time would be more useful reviewing the lessons or topics that I needed more time to read on. So
Mm.
next, with the creating study schedule, yeah, I did create my own study schedule. So from after graduation, from June until November. So typical that a student would do is to plot the major topics that you
Mm.
are going
Study.
to yeah to study.
Was it
But I think
foundation? What were the major topics again, Rainier? Was it foundations of nursing,
yeah, I think
maternal and child, community nursing, medical
medical
surgical,
psych
psycho? Yeah, psych. Oh yeah, I think that's the one, isn't it?
community.
Yes, community
Yeah,
nursing. Yeah.
I think
So
there's also leadership
yeah, leadership and management, and
management
I think at
and
our time,
research.
yeah,
Yeah, there are a lot of
yeah,
research.
research, and there's also nursing informatics and um palliative care nursing, as I could remember. Yeah, we had those as well. How about anatomy and physiology?
I think I didn't review anatomy and physiology anymore. I think
Mm-mm.
I just scanned my notebook from college
Mm-mm.
few weeks before the board exam just to
Mm.
refresh. But I concentrated more on medical surgical nursing,
Mm-mm.
psychiatric nursing, and I
Mm.
think community
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 nursing.
nursing.
So from those major topics, Rainier, which one were you like very confident? Like or which one do you love most? Like I like this because I can relate more to this topic.
Yeah, I think maybe research and leadership and management. So
Oh wow, you were born a leader.
so I didn't dwell or give much time on those
Mm.
topics anymore. So I just reviewed them at the latter part.
Mm. You know what? I can give a story about my PNLE as well, like journey. I can still remember how well versed I am with medical surgical nursing,
Mm.
and really like it. I think I could pass it like that. What was it? MP3. And
NP3,
as soon as I passed the as soon as I received the how do you call that? What's the certificate again with the percentage? I forgot.
board rating.
Yeah, that's the one. Board rating. I was shocked because the between the five NPs, NP3 was my lowest, and my highest was NP5, which was psychiatric nursing.
Psych.
Yeah, I was laughing to myself. Oh, yeah. But experiences are experiences. You learn from it, and it's a very nice experience. Though makes you more humble and.
Yeah, so I think the schedule is quite flexible because you can adjust that based on your pace, your time,
Mm-mm.
and the schedule of the review center. But I think ultimately you would give more time on the topics that you do not feel confident
Mm-mm.
enough.
Mm-mm.
So I think it's not ideal to give equal time to all the topics. Just concentrate more on the topics that you feel you need more reading, you need more resources,
Mm.
rather than reading everything again.
Mm. All right. I was creating a study schedule. After creating a study schedule, another tip is to practice answering sample questions.
Mm-hmm.
Did you practice a lot of sample questions, Rainier?
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, our study group was
Mm-mm.
actually
Oh,
doing
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
We
yeah, yeah.
were answering the sample questions and even doing our own rationale for the
Mm-mm.
answers of the review centers. Because there are times when we don't agree with the
Yeah, yeah,
answers
that's
of
correct. Yeah,
the
and sometimes we
lecturers.
would rebuttal every time, like, no, that's wrong, man. According to this one, this is the correct answer. No, 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 that's not the correct one. Because according to that one,
True.
but it's so funny to think about it. Way back before. It really is. It really shapes friendships.
I agree. Because I don't know. We're really human nature. We don't know everything, and we're not always right. So I guess it's a give and take situation when reviewing, and you just believe what you think is best.
Mm.
But given the enough evidence that you can get, say for example, they're asking about a specific drug or whatever, um, you can easily look it up online or your
Mm.
books and justify your answer. But of course, the sometimes the reviewers or the lecturers wouldn't admit that they might be wrong. Well, most reviewers, based on experience, wouldn't admit that they might be wrong. So
Mm.
during the actual board exam, go with what you really know.
Mm. Because when you practice sample question as well, you understand the format of the exam and how important is test taking skills, Rainier.
Mm. I think during the review season, the lecturers were actually coaching us on how to choose the correct answer and if all those types of taking skills that you can
Mm-mm.
get. You
Ac-
need to practice during the review season, eliminating A and B,
yeah.
choosing C and D or something like that.
Yes.
So
If you don't know the answer, choose C.
just see, yeah, those are the
uh,
typical tips. But I don't know. I think the board of nursing knows that already, so I guess
mm-mm.
they would be better now in crafting
The
board
examination
exam
question.
questions.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that even the best test takers with all those skills wouldn't get the correct answer if you really don't
Mm-mm.
know the topic. So don't rely on test taking skills. It's good that you know these skills or you are taught these skills, but still review for the board exam.
All right. So I think it's theory first and then take test taking skills after, isn't it? Or
Yeah, agree.
mm.
Agree.
So another tip for our board exam takers is to stay focused and motivated. Staying focused and motivated throughout your preparation is quite important, and taking breaks when you need to, and make sure that you get enough rest. So how important is staying focused and motivated for you, Rainier?
Mm-hmm. Staying focused. I guess because there's this pressure to pass the board exam,
Mm.
especially in UP, because
Yeah.
throughout the years since it was inaugurated, it was opened in 1948. Nobody, no one from the graduates failed the board exam until
Wow.
today. So
Oh
there's
my
that
god.
pressure to really
Mm-mm.
pass the board exam. So all of us who are graduates from UP are
Mm-mm.
really doing everything we can to review and make sure that we know what we should know and pass the exam. But staying focused is, I don't know, a little difficult, especially when
Yeah.
there are a lot of distractions, right?
Mm.
Because it will be important to have that kind of support wherein your family knows that this is your priority, your friends
Mm-mm.
know that this is your priority, so that they wouldn't bother you with other issues or problems or even unnecessary gala,
Mm.
unnecessary hangouts with friends during the review season, because your goal is to pass the exam. But
Mm.
this doesn't mean that you don't get to have your me time or your family time or your time with your friends.
Mm.
Um, I think those special moments with the family, yourself, or even with God, if you are religious or spiritual,
Mm.
are still important in your journey to passing the NLE. So in my time, during our time, I dedicate my Sundays, of course, for worshiping the Lord, attending
Mm.
Mass,
Mm.
but also some family time, a few
Mm.
hours with the family, spending time with the family, eating out,
Mm.
or just cooking something at home. Then at the rest of the day, I just read some books, but not nursing books. Then watch television shows that are
Mm.
really entertaining,
Mm.
those that would really make me laugh, so that
Mm.
my mood would be lighter, so that the
Mm.
following day when the review classes start again, I feel inspired, motivated to
Mm.
do better. But sometimes I also watch some of the medical dramas because
Oh,
it
the
helps,
house,
right?
house. You
Yes,
remember
in
House?
house. I
Yeah.
watch that, and even
Yeah.
Grey's
Grey's
Anatomy
Anatomy.
sometimes. Yes, but I watch those series because it's like also reviewing, but also at the same time
You can relate.
entertaining.
Yeah, you can relate to as well, isn't it?
True,
Rainier.
that's true.
Good. Yeah. So for me, how did I stay focused? Um, Maybe I just took a pen and then took one bond paper, and then I wrote in there like I will pass the board exam. No. I placed there I will top the board exam.
Right.
And I placed it on my study table. Then whenever I study, I would usually look at it and then um, take an inspiration from it. And what you said about support group is quite important as well, because those support groups do really help in your preparation as you take the board exam, and support you, give you emotional support, talk with you, how is your review going. I could still remember that from my dad and from my mom as well, and it's really refreshing, and um,
Mm-hmm.
and for to my friends as well, they don't distract me. They really consider it. Another tip.
I
Yeah, come. Do you want to
Yeah,
continue?
yeah. No, I just agree with what you've said, no, that
Mm-mm.
the people who loves you and supports you would do
Mm-mm.
everything they can to show their support.
Mm-mm.
Cooking food, yeah, that's right. I also
Mm-mm.
experienced
Mm-mm.
that. Preparing your clothes, and
Mm-mm.
even for me, the most important would be to wake me up at 5 a.m. to start preparing for review
Oh
because
yeah.
you're just tired, right?
Yeah,
After the
yeah, I
review,
know, I know.
you
Yeah.
just want to go to sleep. Then
Sleep,
the next
yeah.
day, yeah, it's really
Prepare
hard
again,
to
yeah.
wake up.
And it's really it's really satisfying after you see your name in the list of passers that you passed the board exam.
Mm.
Oh my god. So after staying focused and motivated, another tip for the test takers is to believe in yourself. Believe that you passed the exam and, stay positive and visualize yourself always on passing the examination.
Mm.
So, did you believe in yourself, Rainier?
I think this is a one of the cliche tips, right? But
Mm-mm.
it actually works
Mm-mm.
because, of course, who would believe in you but yourself first, right?
Mm-mm.
So aside from your family and friends. So like what you mentioned earlier, I also did that, but I didn't put to top the board exam or I will top the board exam. I just put there RN. So just to remind that
Mm-mm.
my goal at the end of the day is to have those two letters at
Yeah,
the end of my
definitely.
name. So that
Mm-mm.
kept me motivated and
Mm-mm.
actually a testament that I believe I can do that.
Mm-mm.
And I think the last thing that you wouldn't want to do is to stop believing in yourself and
Mm-mm.
competing with yourself. I mean, in
Yes.
a bad way, in a bad way.
Mm-mm.
Because you, as much as possible, you don't want any negativity during the review season because that will really affect your motivation, your focus,
Mm-mm.
the way you will answer the exam. So if you have the good support system and all the resources that you can have, then I guess it's just really up to you on how you will be able to manage your time, manage those resources, and also um, believe that at the end of the day, it's you who will take the exam.
So yeah.
But it really does take courage, no, and perseverance to first to take the exam, then eventually pass the exam. It's
Mm.
not an easy feat for many nurses, as we know, no. Sometimes it's not even half of the takers pass the exam,
Mm-mm.
and to take it again, it's really difficult
Mm.
for many. But it's really a challenge. But let's just believe that we can, and everything else will follow. I think that's the most important part, believing in yourself first. Right now, with everything that I do in work, even in grad school, I still do that. That piece of
Mm-mm.
paper, I put that on my study table so that
Mm-mm.
it encourages me, it motivates me, it reminds me to believe in myself that I can finish that task that I need to do within that specific time. I think it's also important to place there the time. If you want to pass the board exam this year, put that year 2023. So you don't, because some of the
Yeah,
review
do you remember?
lecturers were joking about
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
If you
that's
don't put 2020
mm.
15, if you don't put 2015, then you'll pass in 2020.
Yeah.
So
That's
important to
what they
start
always
now.
say, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
being smart. You remember the smart
true.
measure? Was it S was
Specific,
specific,
measurable,
measurable, attainable. What's R?
realistic.
Yeah, very
I think
realistic,
it's
and then
realistic.
yeah,
Time bound.
and time bounded. That's what you said. All right, that was very, very informative discussion with you, Rainier. Really appreciate your takes on the tips that we've gave to the nursing students who are about to take the examination next month, isn't it? Was it next month?
Yes.
Yeah, no. Good luck,
Yes, May.
everyone.
May.
Yeah, May. Congratulations in advance. And one more question, Rainier. No, one more question, Rainier. How did you top the board exam?
um, again, it really takes perseverance to pass the exam, but to top it would really just be the icing on the cake. It's the bonus part
Bonus,
because
yeah.
I really didn't expect that I'll be one of the top notchers.
Mm-mm.
Like I said earlier, I'm an average student, so no
Mm-mm.
one would really expect me to be on that list. Not even my teachers, not even my advisor.
Mm.
My family, of course, wanted me to be on that list, but really, even myself didn't expect that. You know what's strange for me is that a few days before the board exam, I actually dreamt about my board rating, which is 84.6, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah, in a dream,
Was it the
that
same?
number
Was
came.
it the same?
Yes,
Oh my god.
my actual board rating is
That's
84.6. So
that's mind
in
blowing, man.
that dream, yeah, in that dream, the number just kept on showing in my mind, on my
Was it
screen,
84
and
point something? Was it?
six.
84.6.
Yeah,
Wow.
84.6.
And
So I
then
was really shocked when I saw the list and that
mm.
number appeared beside my name. It's 84.6. So I just prayed to God that was that a
Mm.
sign. So
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just really thankful that
Mm.
maybe that was
It
a
was a
sign.
sign. Oh wow. That's quite inspiring, Rainier. And those kinds of dreams when you encounter or when someone tells you that makes you feel that dreams usually are like premonition of something, isn't it?
Mm. And it's a literal dreams do come true.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my
In the
god.
literal sense, it came
Literal
true.
sense. Yeah. Oh my. I think this is the first time that I've encountered someone who had a dream and then passed with all of the specifics in the dream that came true. Mm.
Mm, mm.
All
You
right.
know, another trivia
Mm.
from me,
Mm.
my partner who took the exam a year after I took it
Mm.
also landed in the top 10.
Mm.
Then a year after he took the board exam, my best friend in college again topped the board exam, also landed in the top
Top.
10. So
Oh wow.
I'm not sure how that happened,
Can
but
I be your friend in your
I'll pass you some good vibes.
All right. I think I added you as a friend in Facebook, so does it count already?
Maybe. I'll give you good luck.
All right, that's fine. That's fine with me. All right, that was very nice of you, Rainier, to say that or to impart your knowledge about our episode today. And do you have any final message for our listeners, Rainier?
Mm-mm. Um, ayun, if you really want to pass
Mm.
or maybe even top the board exam, look for a boyfriend or girlfriend. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Not kidding. So I think yeah, I agree with our last
Mm.
tip earlier,
Mm.
the seventh tip, which is to believe in yourself because
Mm.
nobody else will. So it really starts within yourself to believe that you will be able to pass or maybe even top the board exam. Find your anchor, find your why. Why are you doing this? There will be a million or thousands of reasons why you wanted to pursue nursing, why you wanted to take the exam by this time or whenever you would like to take it. And these reasons or these anchors would should motivate you to do the work and review to pass the board exam. I think nothing is free in the world, so if you really want it, you have to work for it. Um, it's not really an easy task to do. It's not an easy feat.
Mm.
Um, you really have to do the work. And second, I think compete only with yourself in terms of monitoring your progress during the review season. So you really don't need to compare yourself with others. You just need to monitor your progress, know what you know, and more importantly, know what you still don't know. Because at the end of the day, no, it's not really about really knowing all of it, but as much as possible, we want to know at least the basics of many things, because the board of nursing will pick as much many of the topics they can from the 4-year course that we um, finish, because they can't, you know, put all those knowledge that you should know within a 2-day exam. So they only pick whatever they think would be helpful for you and the country later on. So go with your friends and family who would really be helpful to you. Try to build a study group only if you think that will help you, because some students or graduates actually like to study alone. Then lastly, be humble enough to ask for help and find people willing to help. Tap even those you thought can help or wouldn't help you. Sometimes we're just shy to ask help from others, but when we try to ask for help from them, they are actually more than willing to share what they know to us and even help us understand all those crucial topics that we feel we need to learn more in preparation for the board exam. So, so I think that's it.
All right. Thank you for that, Rainier again. I just have a final message for the test takers this May. You know, you have chosen a noble profession that requires dedication, hard work, and a commitment to excellence. As you prepare for your exams, remember that you have the knowledge and skills necessary to succeed. Believe in yourself and your abilities, and stay focused on your goals. With determinations, perseverance, and a positive attitude, you can overcome any challenges and achieve the success you deserve. You have what it takes to become exceptional nurses, and we believe in you. Good luck to your exams, and we can wait to see you all on what you will accomplish soon. That's it. So, yun. Thank you. Thank you, Rainier. Thank you again.
Thank you.
A lot of thank you.
So much.
And do you want to shout out someone or your friends?
Yeah, again, visit our page on Facebook. It's Nightingale Research Solutions.
Mm-mm.
And thanks again to my partner, Nilroy Rosales, for his patience and even understanding and support.
Yeah.
And also to my best friend, Pinito Edison.
All right. Okay. So as we end this podcast again, this is Chito. And paalam. Paalam.